Welcome back, it's your guy Engineer Mojo, and today I'm working on a brake drum and shoe change for a 2003 Toyota Tacoma. To get it started off fast, tools you'll need are jack stand for safety, brake drum tool set. This is a very useful tool set. You can usually pick it up for less than $15, and I'll show you the elements of those later on in the video. You'll also need a flathead screwdriver and needle nose pliers. Now you can use these two tools in replacement of the brake drum tool set. So if you don't want to get that set, you can just use a flathead screwdriver and pliers and you should be able to get by. Socket wrench, socket set, brake grease, heavy hammer or rubber mallet. I use a 5-pound hammer in this video, and also two M8 bolts, and that's to remove your old drum. I'll show you how you can use those bolts and where to thread those in. This process also applies to T100s, 4Runners, and Tundras. In general, if you have some brake drums on your car, this process will apply. The tech doesn't really change from manufacturer to manufacturer, so the springs may be in a different location and all that jazz, but pretty much it'll be the same process. Here we have the jack stand in place after jacking up the car. I put the tire underneath the car. It's just a second fail-safe for safety. For removal of the old drum, I thread in two M8 bolts, and there are thread locations for your drum. I kind of show the graphic right in the top left corner. Thread those in and then alternate between each one, tightening down, and then you'll see the drum start to pull off. As the drum starts to back out, that's when I go in with a hammer, lightly tap with the hammer to break it up a little bit. There we go, and now it's coming on out. Get the last bit, I'll take a crowbar, just pry it lightly around the edge, and that gets the last little bit out. This part can also be done with your flathead screwdriver. You don't need a crowbar for this part, but that just helps. Drum has been removed. Forgot to mention earlier, you will have a good amount of brake dust, so make sure you put down a towel or some kind of catch can to catch all the residual brake dust. Makes it a cleaner job. Next step, have some brake clean. Just clean the interior parts, give it a good spray down. Overview of the brake drum. You have your adjuster, top there, your top spring. You have your spring clips and retainers for each brake shoe. You have your front brake shoe relative to the car, your back brake shoe relative to the car, emergency e-brake cable holder, and also your bottom spring there. Now's a good time to take some photos of your brake shoes and assembly there, just so if you get lost you can always reference the pictures. So take plenty of pictures. Next step is to use the adjuster. Now I'm going to show you how the adjuster works when you're spreading the shoes apart, making them further apart. If you hear the audible clicks, that means you're moving it further apart. Now what you want to do is move them closer together when you're actually changing the shoes. So you have to depress the retaining clip and move the spring in the opposite direction. So you depress like so, and then move it down in the opposite direction. Now if you try to pull in the shoes before depressing the clip, you'll get resistance from that clip, so that's how you know whether or not you're going in the right direction. Remember, you can always adjust the shoes and spread them apart without depressing the clip. It's only when you're bringing the shoes together closer. The special pliers that you get in a drum kit, see it has a hook on one end of the pliers that allows you to hook into the springs. It's very nifty, and then the other end you can there clip on some kind of metal surface to give you leverage. And voila, it gets that top spring off. And remember, you need to bring the shoes in close together prior to this step so that it makes it easier to get the spring off. If they're spread apart, it'll be hard to get this spring off. So bring the shoes together with the adjuster and then use your pliers. Next step is removing the rear shoe. I'm just showing some clips and different springs, but you want to remove that retaining clip. This is another special tool that comes in that kit. It depresses the retaining clip and allows you to rotate the clip so that you can get that end piece through the slot, and then you can remove the cap and the spring all at one time. Spring removed. I'm going to show you a close-up of the spring and also the retaining clip. You see there's a slot there. That slot, that's where you put the little metal piece through, and you can rotate and lock that spring in place. And the tool just helps you get it out. Rear shoe can now be removed. The only thing holding it on is the bottom spring, and that can easily be removed. You just get it out the hole. Next is the removal of the front shoe. I'm taking out the adjuster. Put that somewhere it's safe. Top spring removed. The retaining clip and spring for the front shoe using the special tool. Pliers also works there in that case. Removing that. Then I'm removing the e-brake cable from the hook. That's easy, just depress the front shoe a little bit. That gives you a little bit of slack for the e-brake cable. Take that right on off, and it comes right off the assembly. I like to lay out all old components in a clear manner as how they went on. That way I know what to replace and what to transfer over to the new brake shoes. Here I'm going to show you the parts to transfer over to your new shoes. For the rear shoe, you have the clip mechanism that retains the adjuster and keeps it from rotating in the wrong direction during operation. This is just held on by one spring. You just remove the spring and that clip slides right out. Quick comparison of old and new shoe just to make sure I have all the holes aligned before reinstalling components. Transferring adjuster clip to the new shoe. That's your rear shoe. Installing the spring back in place. Now I am reusing the springs project wide because I just replaced these springs not long ago, but typically I would buy all new hardware and springs for this job. Next is removal of the horseshoe clip for your e-brake cable mechanism on the front shoe. Just take a flathead screwdriver or some kind of plier to loosen that up. New brake shoes will come with a new horseshoe clip, so you can replace that one, toss that one in the trash. Before transferring that component to the new shoe, you want to apply some brake grease to the gold pin. E-brake holder goes back on the pin. Reinstall the horseshoe clip. Make sure to use the new clip and tighten it back down. Next you have your adjuster. You want to apply some grease as well inside the adjuster. Next step is to apply brake grease to the backing plate. These are the locations where you'll apply it. It's pretty easy to spot these as well because you'll see the friction points on the backing plate. Next up is the home stretch. Now you're going to reinstall the brake shoes. I'm starting off with the front brake shoe. I'm feeding that holding pin through that center hole where the spring and retaining clip goes. Next you take your retaining spring and the retaining spring caps. You feed the cap on first, the back cap. It's easy to do this with two people, but one is doable. Back cap, spring, front cap, and then you can take the tool, some pliers, and you rotate that cap back into place, and it holds the shoe in place. Next, I have the e-brake cable. As you see, there is a little metal guiding rack that you want to feed that e-brake cable through. Make sure it's underneath that piece of guiding metal, and then you want to loop it right back onto the e-brake hook. Back shoe installation is next. I take the back shoe and I take the adjuster screw as one assembly and I slide it into place. Almost the same process as the front shoe, just with the adjuster screw in there now. Again, you still have the pin that you have to feed through that center hole. Then you apply the back spring cap, the spring, and the front spring cap. Rotate and hold the back shoe in place. Quick shot to show you where we are in the installation process. You have the retaining clip in place, cap has been rotated, the adjuster. Now to bring the shoes finally together and engage that top cylinder, you just need to install that top spring. I didn't get good video of the spring being installed, but the spring is installed at the top. Do note that the spring clips tie right into those little triangle cutouts on both the front and the rear shoe. So the triangle cutouts, that top spring kind of clips right in there. Bottom spring has also been installed. Quick note on the bottom spring, it does tuck in right behind that metal plate. So make sure you tuck that bottom spring behind there. Comes the fun part of reinstalling the drum and adjustment. You want to slide the shoes inward using the same process as before, depressing the clip, rotating down, sliding shoes in. reinstall the drum, but you want the drums to slide and have some friction over the shoes. So you keep adjusting, adjust the shoes out, adjust the shoes out until you have a little bit of sliding resistance as you put the drum on. Went a little too far, couldn't get the drum on, so I had to bring it back in the shoes. Now the drum slides on with a little resistance. Good to go. After you do this install on the other side of your truck or car, the final piece to this install and the final adjustment is going inside the car compartment and pulling the e-brake handle. You want to pull it a few times just to get out any slack and extra spacing inside your brake drum and your shoe assembly. Once that's done, you're good to go. Reinstall your tires, reinstall your lug nuts, tighten those down. Torque spec on those is typically 89 foot-pounds, and you are good to go with your install. As always, thank you for watching. If you have any comments to make this easier, please comment down below. I love the tips. If you like the video, please like it, share, give me some feedback on that as well. Thanks again for watching. I am out.